Luke McCusker. My full name is Luke Fleming McCusker III.
Okay. And where did you grow up?
I was born in Baltimore and lived the early years of my life in Northeast Baltimore. Our family's a mix of German, Irish, and a little bit of English. Several generations have been here in Baltimore. Later on, many members of our family continued heading northeast and into the Parkville, Kearney area of the city. We went to St. Ursula's in Parkville, and then later the public school system. And I graduated from Parkville High, got my history degree from University of Baltimore, and now I'm the managing director of the Irish Railroad Workers Museum in Baltimore. But it was perceived that the county was safer, the schools were better. So many whites had moved down to Baltimore at the time, and a lot of that was driven by fear. The county became the destination of much of the white community during those days. Well, I work there, and I don't have fear going into Baltimore, but many people avoid coming into the city because of their fear. But you perceive that there's the drug culture up there, and that culture has flare-ups. So people still have that fear, but it's not like you're walking into a dangerous place. Mm-hmm. And Baltimore is an odd sort of city in that there's East Baltimore and there's West Baltimore. And they're almost like two different cities as far as the perceptions of people. And people, when they come to a place like the Irish Railroad Workers Museum, they're coming there to hear a story, but they're also there to experience a deeper understanding of their own story. But it helps me a lot because it gives me a perspective on working at a railroad museum and being around people that came out of that early difficult situation, the people that came here as a result of the famine and survived, and as a matter of fact, they did more than that, they thrived along those modest streets. And so when I tell that story, it reflects on my own story, which really makes it fun. My father, his entire career was with Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, working as a, in sort of a middle management type of position. My grandfather, he was a clerk for the B&O, and that was where his career was. It was not because my dad, working for the Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, even to today, they don't have a union there. So our family was a little different than many. You meet people that maybe their family worked for at Bethlehem Steel down in Sparrows Point, or for Western Electric, or for GM and Bruning Highway, all those big businesses in the eastern side of Baltimore County, strong union families. But we didn't have union people in our family, and I would say that's still true. Mm-hmm. That's an important thing to know about Baltimore, is that parish life was absolutely vital. You were from a particular parish, you went to a particular school, and you were part of a community that was centered around the church. So that's still true today in Baltimore to a certain extent, but it was very much true, even into the 50s and 60s.